Hello everybody, this is Adam at A Strings, and in today's video we are looking at the range of American Stratocasters that Fender offer for 2019. So we've got 4 Strats from 4 different ranges, each at varying price points. Now a question we get asked a lot in the shop is, a customer will come in and they will say, I'm after an American Strat, don't really know what I'm looking for and I don't know what the difference is. What's the difference between a performer, a professional, an original, and elite? So that's what we've done. So let's take a look at the guitars we've got. So first up is the American Performer. So the Performers are a brand new range taken over from the Specials. They are the entry point of the American stuff. The Strat that we've got with us today is the Honeyburst with a rosewood board. Now these are the brand new Yosemite pickups, so it's going to be brilliant to hear what they sound like compared to the Pro and the Elite. So that's a really interesting one to have a listen to today. Next up is the American Professional. Now the American Professional we've got in candy apple red with the rosewood board. This one is what's taken over, or what took over from the American Standard. Now this really is our control. You know, this is the quintessential Strat. If someone comes in to the shop for a Strat, then generally, or more often than not, they're going for a professional. So it'll be nice to compare and contrast against the others. Next up is the American Original. Now, the American Original series took over from the American Vintage. And what they've done is they've done era-specific models now rather than year-specific. So we've picked the 50s, which is a maple neck, or maple board, and Aztec gold. We've got a 60s in stock, but just to keep the video, just to keep the video flowing, we just thought we'll pick one and we'll sort of go from there. And then last is the American Elite. Now the American Elite took over from the Deluxes a few years back. This really is Fender's performance car of their range. You know, you've got noiseless pickups, S1 switch, truss rod adjustment at the heel, lock-in tuners, modern appointments throughout. And I'm going to assume that this one is going to be the most different out of the 4. But we'll see, we don't know. So this video is all about the tones and the different pickups and the voicings and things like that. Now there's a big question to what you get for your money, and I'll talk about the feel of each instrument as well. But this is just giving you an idea if you are out there thinking, I want an American Strat, but there's so many choices. What do I like without having to go to your music shop, local music shop, and try everything. So that's what this video is about. It's about giving you an idea of sounds. So let's talk about my chain. Very, very simple. It's going to be the guitar of choice into the Vox AC30 S1. And everything's going to be set the same between each guitar. Got a sprinkling of reverb. And that's pretty much it. So, should we get stuck into some guitars, Tom? Let's go! So that is it. That is 4 different Strats from 4 different Fender American ranges. Now, going on feel, and this is purely my opinion, that's all this is. I'm not advocating one over the other. You'd think as a shop we'd go, buy this one for the price point. I personally absolutely love what the Performer range and before it the Specials do, and for that price point. If you've seen any other videos we do, you know that I've got my own Strat, which is a Special. I have changed the pickups out, but again, that's a personal preference thing. I think for the price point, the feel of it, the finish quality of it, the sound of it, you can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong. The Pro, fantastic, you know, for quintessential Strat sounds, and for the look, I mean, if you're getting a Performer, you are getting the 70s headstock. If you don't like the 70s headstock, then you are going to have to go to something like the Professional or above. With the American original stuff, now they've done, as you would have seen in our spec sheets, 9.5-inch radius, era-specific necks, now, or neck profiles. So this has got the 50s profile on it. It's a touch too big for me personally, and I feel like the lacquered finish neck can be a little bit grabby, but again, completely personal preference on that. I love the way it plays actually, and positions 2 and 4, you know, that kind of real Strat quack and sort of squelch. I say squelch. is perfect. Now the Elite for me is an interesting one. Neck wise feels fantastic. Hardware wise, you know, you're not gonna have any issues, or touch wood, you're not gonna have any issues. Everything is as top notch as it'll be. My only hang up really, and again, personal opinion, is the pickups are the least Strat-like for me. Similarly with the Telly, the Elite Telly, they are the least, they have the least Strat character. But again, that's personal preference. They are noiseless, so if you are playing in noisy, you know, electrically noisy places, as we do in the shop, you know, we have fluorescent lighting and, you know, different amps on at one time, it can get noisy. They do solve that problem. You have got the versatility of the S1 switch, and they do look amazing. They look fantastic. So it's hard to say if there is an overall winner, but my personal preference is the Performer. But that is it. We don't really review. That's not the idea. It's to give you a better understanding of how each one would sound. And that's it. I'm going to stop waffling. So that is it. Tell us what you think in the comments. Tell us which one you thought was the best. If there was one that was maybe the most Strat-like, but you preferred something else. It'd be really interesting to hear your opinions on the sounds of each one. And you know, we can talk for days and days and days about woods and finish types and things like that. All of the specs, if you want them, they're on each sort of spec sheet that have been in the videos, as well as links below to our website with all of the stock, with the features and specs and things on there as well. So, sound off in the comments. Let us know what you think. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed already, just hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all those that have subscribed already. There'll be a Telecaster video coming out shortly with the same idea, one of each of the range, and I look forward to filming that. It's going to be really interesting. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as our website, astrings.co.uk. If you listen to podcasts, please be sure to check out the A-Strings podcast. where we sit in a room and waffle on about all sorts of nonsense. So be sure to check that out. You can find that on any of your podcast hosting sites or iTunes or Spotify, all the business. And it's the A Strings Guitar Shop podcast. So that is it. I've been Adam for A Strings. We'll see you in the next video very, very soon. Bye-bye.